And also, again, about the video games. I got something about video games again. We'll make video games with these alliances. You got alliances in your video games. This is ridiculous, y'all. Like, you get an alliance that's got like 50, 60 members, on one server. And that's basically the game, man. Like, you got one alliance, and that's it. It's stupid. Like, you get no gameplay. You're not fighting any wars, any other people, because they got one huge alliance that no one wants to attack, because of course you're gonna get you're gonna get killed. They'll destroy your base, and then what? You get all your resources looted and stuff, which is also crap. You also need to make a game. You need to quit looting people's resources, and that way that won't happen. What you need to do for the resources is just make it to where you can get your own resources, or you got other factions out there like computer enemies that you can attack to get resources. Looting from other players is dead, man. It kills the game. It totally kills the game, where they can just take all your resources and kill all your troops, and then you gotta start from scratch again. It totally kills the game. It shouldn't be allowed. The alliances, you should only have a max of maybe 10 players in one alliance, and then you have plenty alliances that will then have wars against each other. And also, what you can add on into that is that once you play for so long and you're in an alliance and you have other alliances that you become friends with, then you can then either make that into one alliance, or you can remain alliance packs, which then of course you fight against other, but you have to play for so long. It takes time for these things to happen. You can't just do it right from the beginning of the game. You actually have to play the game and let other people play the game and let time go. So maybe that these other alliances maybe then won't be friends later on. Maybe they made this plan, right, that they were going to be this big alliance, and then maybe it took so long that then maybe those alliances now aren't going to be what they were. Now some other alliances are going to be, so you let things play out, man. You have no gameplay whatsoever. You just building a base with no one to defeat. You got no enemies. All you got is computer. You just blow up the computer and that's it. And you got no real war alliances, no alliance wars or anything really going on. Every day it's dead. It's completely dead. There's nothing. You got one huge alliance for the entire server, and that's it. And everyone else is afraid to attack that alliance. And they're just stupid. Why not just have some fun and play the game? Because these people are like, oh my god, my base and the computer, like, you can just rebuild it and stuff. These people, they're just lame. So they're so scared to attack anyone or do anything against another player, because they'll get destroyed. And that's another thing. You should also make it to where newer players can somehow advance more powerful than players that maybe a couple of levels above their own level. So maybe they took a different route in researching how you make money, or how you make your units more powerful, or your weapons, or what weapons you chose to create, or how you chose your engineering to advance, or your economic people, or all the different kind of options that you could be having in these games that you're just not using. You could be playing these games out a little better with alliances, and taking time to let things happen, and actually have wars and stuff. And also have the computer as an enemy too, that you can gain resources and stuff that they're going to give you for defeating them. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get stuff, and you're going to be able to play the game in advance. And then even if you have players that might be a couple of levels above your own, that you could take a different way maybe that they didn't do, that's even better, and then defeat their troops or whatever. You come up with different stuff, man. And then, like, you could set up ambushes. You have the cloud. You got the cloud and the fog that you got to get rid of. So if you wanted to set up if you wanted to put that into a game, you would just set up some kind of fog, but it's clear like the game, like there's no troops there in the cubicle or whatever you're setting up there for it to be in, and you can still play in real time. So you're playing in real time, and they're moving towards their destination, but there's an ambush set up, and they haven't scouted it out. It looks just like a regular map, but you got it in the game where it's covering the troops like they're invisible. So they run right into them, and then they got to fight those troops, right? But if they scouted them out, you would send out some scouts, maybe on the ground or a plane or something, and then you would have units that could probably take those scouts out, and you can maneuver your troops in real time too in the cubicles and stuff. Like on Warpath, I see on Warpath that you can actually, while the battle is happening, that you can actually get on the unit and move the unit, as the battle is going, which is cool. So you can move your units, even if the ambush is there, you can still move them out and let, those troops will still be continuing on. Even if the scouts, maybe you got alerted that the scouts were even coming, maybe you had some scout troops out to alert your troop, so then you could in real time then move your ambush and not get scouted. And then you could probably even set it up again. You could probably reset up your ambush somewhere else and then ambush them while they're still on their destination, But maybe they could change up which way they're going, and maybe your ambush won't even get hit, But you keep them covered in the fog, like on the fog that you got to do in the games. Like you got to uncover the fog to see stuff, But it's just like a regular map after the fog that you've already revealed the map and everything that's there. But you guys looking just like it's a regular map until you actually get to their destination, and then the ambush will then happen, and then you'll have to engage in those troops and stuff. So you got all these different cool things. Or you can just set your troops up around other bases and have an area of a defense zone where they'll attack. You should have a certain circle of an area around the base of your troops. In the middle you got your troop, and then you got a certain range, a circle around it, where it'll activate if enemy troops come within those cubicles, that then it will engage those troops. It won't just sit there if it's not in range, and it won't attack. It just sits there like, duh. You have a range where they can still attack even if you're offline. So that way, you can protect your base or stuff, and it's just not gonna get attacked, or your troops are just gonna sit there. You got a lot of new cool things that you could put in video games, and in real time with people playing. And you need to do something about these alliances, because this is ridiculous. You get one alliance and that's it. You gotta have multiple alliances. You gotta have smaller alliances that can either then turn into one big alliance, and then, once the game gets so long played, that's gonna happen. And then that makes sense that happens, because that's like real life, kind of like, you live so long, you got alliance, and you grow so long, and then eventually it's gonna be one big country. Like, you got people out here, you got one big alliance. So that's what it is. It takes time, though. You just can't do it right from the beginning of the game and then think, that's it. Like, that's crazy. That's why all these games are dead and no one is playing, and you can't even play. And then, like I said, you got the people who are levels above you that you can't even do anything to. So that's ridiculous. There should be some kind of way that you could be able to get the upper hand or something on a other player that's leveled up more than you, somehow, without just having to spend money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or, like I said, with your researching, you could have different ways of researching, or different ways your people learn or come up and make money, and what jobs they do. And kind of put that in. You could just put simple, detailed options in, and then that's it. It's not like it's got to be really smart stuff. You just put a simple, kind of detailed option in, and then do it, and then you can and then people can play different ways, and it's all built into the memory, though, of the game, that it can be played out that way. You know what I'm saying? So the memory plays it out, and it can be played out, because it's in the memory of the game, for the game to know that, hey, that can happen, and we play that out. So that's how that happens, So, all these games y'all got going on right now, they're dead, man. There's no one playing. You got one alliance, and that's it. Every game I play is like that. Or you're just getting destroyed by some other higher level people, and you can't advance up levels fast enough to get to their level, so it sucks, man. It'd be nice to play a game with other people, and they actually play the wars and do stuff too. It's like no one does anything, though. But these are just a couple of things that I think people making these video games could make it even a little better. Make games a little better, maybe. Maybe give you some more ways to go and developing and making video games, or coming up with new options and ideals, or different formats for your maps or your gameplay or whatever. People should be getting more optional. That's what you need, is options, and a different, and making your game out to be able to be played like that. Making the game to where it'll know that it can be played out, so then people can play it out like that. And it's just not like, it's got a destination, basically. The memory is a destination. So you got that, okay? It's the destination that is the video game. It's just different destination. There's just different ways you can go to reach that destination. Different developing or researching or making money or building units or generals or soldiers or weapons or whatever, or your base, or how you want to make the money for, what you do. Maybe you want to be a vegan or something, I don't know. Maybe you want to be free. Maybe you don't want to make money at all. Maybe you just want to have free people. I don't know. Make it funny. But, just different things. That'd be nice.